Good morning. I'm Captain Kate Gregory of the Salvation Army Brighton Congress Hall in the UK and Ireland Territory, and together we're reading Day by Day, Call to Mission by Robert Street. We've made it through to section 3, Love More Dearly, and today we read Service. If you've missed any of the previous videos, you can click on the link above and that will take you to the introductory video and the playlist for these. A call to service. Serving others must be our missional priority. We must value officership, local officership, soldiership, adherency, and junior soldiership, recognizing too that the Salvation Army's many employees and volunteers are key to fulfilling our tasks. Serving God and others are not optional extras for followers of Jesus. Genuine service gives Christians authenticity. It reflects the heart of Jesus. He told his disciples, "I am among you as one who serves," in Luke 22 verse 27. As Almighty God, their Lord and Master, he saw no contradiction with being a servant. He told them with frank clarity that he didn't come to be served, but to serve. Matthew 20:28. It was the kind of lesson he had to keep repeating. They found it difficult to understand, and they were not alone. Many have the same difficulty today. Standard thinking is that the one in charge gives the orders, and those who are subordinate obey. Significantly, Jesus didn't disagree, but he had more to say. Just after he had given the disciples a lesson in service, washing their dusty feet, he instructed them to serve one another. "You call me teacher or Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example." That's from John 13, verses 13 to 15. This was quickly followed by a command indicating that Jesus retained and used authority as he served. "As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this all men will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." That's verses 34 to 35. His authenticity was heightened, not lessened, by his service, and it's the same for his followers. Being ready to serve, embracing servanthood, putting the needs of others before your own does not indicate weakness. Not knowing how to obey, not knowing how to serve, does indicate weakness. Following and serving go together, with obedience having an integral part to play in serving someone, especially serving God. Jesus was the living proof of his own teaching. He possessed a strength beyond any we may possess, yet also saw obedience to his Father's will and serving as crucial to his mission. But we should not make the mistake of assuming Jesus became a servant for the few years only. It is in his nature and his heart to serve us, to be there for us, to respond with forgiveness and grace as it is needed or requested. Service comes in many forms. It has defined Salvation Army ministry from the start. The army exists to serve others, not to serve its own ends. That's how William and Catherine Booth saw it, and the songs of the early days of the movement flow with countless references to serving, service, and servanthood. The slogan, "Saved to Serve," using the 2 S's on the uniform as a reference point, is unambiguous. It's a declaration of intent that rings with clarity. It defines the essence of what a salvationist should be. So it's no surprise that service is a hallmark of the army. It's given in countless practical ways, from meeting the needs of those who are disadvantaged, poor, oppressed, homeless and without food, to others without status, without love, even without hope. Service is also given through commitment to specific responsibilities or activities. Those who participate in musical sections or groups, for example, see it as part of their dedicated service to God. Adherents, employees, and volunteers also play their part. Yet service is not only about what we do, but also about the way in which it is done. Many a positive act has been ruined by the ungracious or superior way in which it has been performed. And many an unpromising start to a relationship has been blessed through the genuine, authentic care given. Leadership must be centered in service. Peter urged the spiritual leaders of his time to not lord it over the people in their care in 1 Peter 5 verse 3. They were to serve from a good heart and not use their position to add to their own importance or status. Nor should anyone feel others are in their debt because of help given. Serving others for recognition or reward is not true service. It misses the point, as well as the joy of having enriched the lives of others simply because it's the right thing to do. Jesus said, "Freely you have received, freely give." Matthew chapter 10 verse 8. He meant it, of course. He also emphasized that nothing is more important than loving God and our neighbour. We cannot love God without actively loving others. We do his will as we serve. Some phrases and sentences to reflect upon. Serving God and others are not optional extras for followers of Jesus. Genuine service gives Christians authenticity. We should not make the mistake of assuming Jesus became a servant for a few years only. It is in his nature and heart to serve us, to be there for us. The slogan "Saved to Serve," using the 2 S's on the uniform as a reference point, is unambiguous. It's a declaration of intent. Service is not only about what we do, but also about the way in which it is done. Next time we meet, next Monday at 11 o'clock, we look at worship. I'll see you then.